Have you ever heard of Milana Vayntrub? If you haven't, you might want to pay attention because this woman's story is nothing short of fascinating. When people think about the most indecent women in the world, they might imagine scandalous celebrities or people with controversial lives. But Milana Vayntrub, she's probably one of the last names you'd expect to hear in such a conversation. But stick with me till the end, and you'll see why the term indecent might not mean what you think it does, especially when it comes to Milana. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have a completely new perspective on her. Let's start. From the beginning, Milana Vayntrub first captured the public's attention with her role as Lily Adams in the AT&T commercials. You've probably seen her selling cell phones with that charming smile and friendly attitude, but beyond that, Milana is much more than just a commercial star. She's an actress, a comedian, an activist, and, believe it or not, someone who isn't afraid to challenge the norms of what it means to be a woman in today's world. So when we say indecent, we aren't talking about scandalous behavior. No, we're talking about how Milana has dared to break all kinds of expectations and redefine what's acceptable for women in the spotlight. Now let's take a closer look at what makes Milana stand out from the crowd. From her early days in acting to her rise to fame, Milana has always been someone who's unafraid to speak her mind and challenge social norms. She's outspoken, not afraid to use her platform for important causes, and doesn't hold back when it comes to addressing serious issues. This is where the term indecent might start to make sense, because Milana refuses to fit into a box that society tries to force her into. She's bold, unapologetic, and always ready to stand up for what she believes in. Milana Vayntrub is also known for her activism, which is one of the things that sets her apart from many other celebrities. She's passionate about a wide range of causes, especially when it comes to supporting refugees. Her activism isn't just something she talks about, it's something she lives. Milana has used her fame to bring attention to the struggles faced by refugees around the world, and she's done so in a way that's deeply personal and meaningful. She's not just another celebrity posting about an issue for likes or attention. Milana is someone who has taken real action, from raising funds to directly helping those in need. And that, in itself, is a form of indecency, because she refuses to stay quiet in the face of injustice. But let's go back to the indecent part. In a world where women are often expected to remain quiet, mild, and modest, Milana Vayntrub refuses to play by the rules. She uses her platform to challenge the status quo, and her openness about body positivity is another example of her breaking the mold. Milana has spoken out about the struggles she's faced with her own body image, and instead of hiding from it, she embraces it. In a world where so many women are pressured to look a certain way, Milana is teaching us that it's okay to love yourself just the way you are. She's made it clear that her worth is not determined by how she looks, and she's unapologetic about showing her body in all its glory. There's also the fact that Milana is incredibly open about her experiences in Hollywood, an industry notorious for its obsession with appearances and perfection. She shared her own struggles with sexism, discrimination, and the unrealistic expectations placed on women in entertainment. And guess what? She doesn't back down. Milana isn't afraid to call out the system and demand better, not just for herself, but for other women in the industry too. This kind of honesty and bravery is something that a lot of people in Hollywood try to avoid. But Milana, she's all about speaking truth to power, and that's definitely not something you see every day. Her boldness has also extended to her social media presence, where Milana has often used her platform to speak out on various issues, from mental health to political matters. Whether she's posting funny videos or using her voice for activism, Milana stays true to herself and her values. In a world where social media can sometimes feel like a place for people to hide behind filters and fake personas, Milana stands out because she's real, she's relatable, and she doesn't try to be something she's not. And that kind of authenticity can be seen as a form of indecency because it doesn't fit into the perfect, polished image many people try to present online. But why does calling Milana indecent seem to make sense in this context? It's not about her being rude or disrespectful. It's about her refusal to conform to the outdated, restrictive rules society often tries to place on women. She is unapologetically herself, and she refuses to let anyone else define her. In a world that often punishes women for speaking their minds, Milana Vayntrub is a breath of fresh air. She is challenging the conventional ideas of what it means to be a woman, and in doing so, she's making waves in both the entertainment industry and beyond. Now, let's talk about her career for a moment. Milana has managed to make a name for herself in both television and film, but it's her work in commercials that most people first saw her in. It wasn't just her acting talent that made her memorable, it was her charm, wit, and the way she made people feel like they were talking to a friend. She became the face of AT&T, and even though she was the star of those ads, she never let the fame change her. That's part of what makes her indecent in the best way possible. She isn't here to play the role of a perfect celebrity. She's here to change the game entirely. So why is Milana Vayntrub probably the most indecent woman in the world? It's because she embodies everything that defies the conventional expectations of women in today's society. She's bold, honest, and unafraid to use her platform for good. She doesn't back down, doesn't conform, and doesn't let anyone tell her how to behave. And in a world that often expects women to be quiet, perfect, and compliant, Milana Vayntrub is an example of how to live authentically. By the time you're done watching, I hope you'll understand just how empowering her story truly is. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more about inspiring, bold individuals who defy societal norms, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.